Welcome to Haboob. We have here, welcome to a stream by the way, jumping in right into it, the action, don't want to keep you waiting on that. We have Dan MT, who's a 2K rated player, up against King Boo, who's a 2K2 rated player. So we got a little bit of an advantage here on the side of King Boo, and Dan said at the beginning of the game that he thought he had banned this map out. He hadn't. So, a little bit of an advantage, I would say, for King Boo, but can Dan overcome that? There we go. Thought I took this map. Oput. Alright, something is weird. I don't know. Okay. Let's talk about the civilizations. Inca's a very fun civilization for a various number of reasons. Mainly, they can counter everything. They're kind of like a Meso-Byzantines. They counter everything, and they get eagles. Now, they don't counter everything with cheap units, but they do have slingers, good skirmishers, halberdiers, cameuks, which are awesome, and so they just, everything you do, they can counter you, plus they have eagle warriors. So that's their kind of thing, eagle warriors and slingers, instead of discounted units and tough buildings. They do have cheap stone fortifications as well, so their towers and castles cost a little bit less. On the other side, we have Cumans, and we know about them. They build a second town center in feudal age. Sometimes they go all in aggression with their cheap buildings. They make steppe lancers, and if you've been paying attention, steppe lancers, not the worst unit ever. They won the Red Bull tournament. Steppe lancers do pretty well against eagles, so we might see that feature in here. Steppe lancer countering eagles. That's always fun to see feature. One of my favorite features, because I love steppe lancers. Seriously. They were broken at first, but that was fun for a little bit. It also got really obnoxious as people just spam steppe lancers and you couldn't stop it. But cool unit. I love the unit design. I wish it had extra pierce armor, and I wish steppe lancers were a little bit more like Shravamstriders, or they removed knights from the civs and gave steppe lancers just a tiny buff. Not much. We see what hardly any of a buff would do. But I think that would be pretty cool if they got a tiny buff. Just a couple on food there. Same thing, both players pushing in their deer. You don't have a lot to scout. The map is just, boom, you're right there, wide open. Didn't know this was in the map pool, so the new map pool must be in. Eagle Warrior in on the wood lining here, making some noise, and has to run away because the scout's getting involved. Neither player on the way to feudal age just yet. Now both players, my goodness, on the way up. They're gonna be on the way up with less than a second difference. Less than 1 second. You can see Loom, identical timings on the way up. Identical timings. King Boo dropping a forward barracks. And let's see. Dan going to gold. King Boo going to gold. I think we're going to see the Eagle Archer play feature. I think we're going to see the Eagle Archer play. And we see on the other side, barracks being dropped by Dan. Militia coming out, though, for King Boo. So he's going to start it out with some men-at-arms, which on such a congested map, not a congested map, such a close quarters map. Pretty good idea. These players dancing around each other, trying to get an advantage in this little scout war. Not too much difference, except I think Dan can... Oh, Dan cannot see that. I thought he could. He can't. Still cannot see that. Look at that. Overlaps the barracks. Still can't see it. Unfortunate for him. Woo! Woo! Fun stuff. We get a little bit of a party in here. Nice. Nice. Love to see it. You love to see it. Absolutely love to see it. Now, here we go. King Boo is up with 4 men-at-arms. Soon to be men-at-arms. Gonna be trying to get in the wood line. Not gonna be able to do so. And archery range. Ooh, towers. Okay, okay. What am I talking about? Incas. It's gonna be men-at-arms. Towers in a situation like this. That just makes good sense. These villagers gonna have to do something. Ooh, late tower. That's a late tower there. And these villagers having to quick wall themselves up. Is King Boo on stone? No, just the one tower. I think it's just going to be the one tower. Neither player going to stone. And archery range then for King Boo. So we see men-at-arms, a tower. He's going to wall the tower in, which is not going to work out because that tower is going to get shot down. Have to assume. Archery range coming in, and the archers will attack this gold mine. Now, archery range here for Dan. Dan making archers. Now, little stalled out on the archer production because of the wood issues he had there. Archer production a little bit later for King Boo, though, who does have these men-at-arms still, but nothing else really. We have a destroyed pyramid in the middle of this map, which is cool. And as the grave robbers left, they dropped off a relic. Didn't clear up everything from this destroyed pyramid. That'd be a cool feature on every map if they had a little destroyed monastery, some ruins by the relics, you know? I think that'd be a fun feature. Ooh, the men-at-arms, they'll get in on the tower. I didn't see this as a possibility. Oh, they decide that it's not going to work out. Interesting. They're on stand ground in the tower's range. Men-at-arms are being annoying still, and the archer's on the way out. So let's look at the archer numbers. 4 for Dan, 2 for King Boo. And archers get caught out by the scout, but they're going to be fine. Scout's pretty low HP. No blacksmith yet, so it's still a very similar game. Dan has now 30 seconds of idle TC time. King Boo staying a little bit steadier with only 4. And now the gold mine under attack. Blacksmith on the way. And this is what you expect. These gold mines are the feature of the game. Blacksmith on the way for Dan as well. He's going to have to go to this gold mine. And King Boo gonna turn on this fight, and I would say take it. I hear attack notifications all over the place. Not really sure why. Guess we're on Dan's point of view. He's gonna drop a tower on this gold mine, but if King Boo notices that, he does not. Okay, that tower probably does the job, but another tower could be added here, which would undo that job. And there are villagers on stone. Yep, indeed. Ooh, sandwiched in there. You can see all the little orange lines, and King Boo can see those as well, more likely than not. Oh, King Boo sneaking the men-at-arms, and they're gonna get by. No, they're not. Nope, the archers. He's paying attention. So this tower now protects this gold mine. I would say both players are gonna be looking at going on up to the next age more than anything else here. Little archer battle. Dan going to be taking the advantage in that one, that's for sure. Had the hill and sniping them off. Dan with a great KD at this point. This tower's been cleared up. So Dan pretty well has the attacks all done and is looping some archers in of his own. Don't think... Oh, this is going to be bad. King Boo definitely going to lose a villager or two here at the least. One. Oh, King Boo hasn't noticed. 2. Okay, now he notices. It's going to be 3, though. 3. Probably just 3. Maybe the 4th. The 4th for sure. That's 4 villagers down. 5 villagers down. Oh, what a nightmare. That was terrible. King Boo did not need to take those losses, but I would still like King Boo's position. Because if you look at the resources, King Boo is getting ready to go up. King Boo has the center of his base protected, and he's even got an archer back here being annoying. Gonna be dropping a tower is Dan on King Boo's base, and King Boo marching around the side. But King Boo can drop his own tower whenever he wants. Such an interesting map. Just so wide open, but with plenty of resources near the base. Found a way to do that. Did he get a villager kill there? No. But I say, that would have been pretty bad misplay. And, yep. Just dropping a house behind, just staying safe. Interesting. Not sure why this house is here, but King Boo on the way to the castle age. Dan, not even close. King Boo gonna be switching into Eagle Warriors. Now, he's gonna give this away, is one thing I don't love about this. Should also add a tower here. If he's not looking for a castle, King Boo should add another tower here, and maybe even another one here. Just be very protected with towers. Oh, he's in on the stone mine. He gets 1 villager back. He's gonna get 2. He's probably gonna get 2, just 2, I think. 1, yeah. Just 2, maybe a 3rd. That's a misplay by Dan, who had not noticed his own villager heading out there. And Eagle Warrior play incoming. What the Kuman's gonna do? It's gonna need to be something exciting here, as Dan is behind for sure in the game. With the score lead, but the position really preferred. See, this is why I wanted a tower here. Oh my goodness. King Boo. Oh my goodness, guys. Like, if you're not protecting yourself and not making military, like, no, don't do. And what is this? Wasting a feudal age guy. 1 second, boom, castle age. Now, I can hear the game sound in the background for whatever reason. More villagers going to be going down as Dan, very aggressively, he knows he's got to make some damage happen with these archers, so he does so. Back on the gold, King Boo struggling with his eagle production. Only 2 of the barracks producing eagles, and no upgrades coming in just yet. He should sell maybe a little bit of food. There we go, foraging coming in as well. Has lost 8 villagers, so I love how Dan's been playing this. And now Dan going super defensive, and he's going for step lancers. We're getting into the feature that I wanted to see, step lancers versus eagles, and the walls are inside this little base. King Dan has his gold, he has his food eco, and has his wood eco. It's gonna be fairly well protected. Siege is gonna have to come out here in a hurry. Incas don't have do have monks as well. Monks aren't the best against step lancers though, just because step lancers aren't that expensive and snipe monks off very quickly. Forging is in, armor's in, production's in, but they're still eagle scouts. They need to be I am connected. Alright. Alright, we're back. We are back. And trying to get in. Oh, he's going head straight into pikemen. I like that play. These are still the eagle scouts. I don't know why they're just eagle scouts. And knights. Dan, did you not watch Red Bull? Dan, my dude, knights aren't gonna cut it here. You need step lancers. If it's knights, a monastery. As soon as he sees the knights, a monastery should come down. If not one preemptively. And there's the Inca castle. That's why he was on these 3 stone miners and why he waited so long. That was expected. Gets this tower down. Loses a lot of pikemen for that, though. And here come the knights. The knights are going to come out. And there's eagle warriors there. The pikemen all died. He targeted the pikemen down with his towers. This is a great play. The knights are cleaning up the eagle warriors. You better quick wall Better quick wall, King Boo. Too late now. Start here. Wall that. Wall this corner. Why did... Okay, never mind. He didn't need to. He was so close to being up. And this is probably going to be the GG. Well, I don't know that it is. It's not. It's definitely not. You got a gold mine over here. You can drop more town centers. You've got military control now. You've got eco lead. You just don't have good positional control. So... King Boo now having to do damage control and has half his idle or his eco idle inside this castle, and the rest of it not working. So we're dying. This is quite a situation we find ourselves in, as Dan doesn't even have enough wood to drop a mining camp. Now he does, so I would expect him to do so pretty soon here. Nope, just long distance mining. Now he drops the mining camp. There we go. As these knights so close to finding out this gold mine, that would have been a big deal. And King Boo has to get some military out here. Okay, Kamyuks. Kamyuks are great, actually, in this situation. They have a bonus versus cavalry. They have pokey range. They are fairly tanky versus archers with 70 hit points. And nice pierce armor when upgraded. I don't know the details because they're hiding inside the castle. I would honestly just go into Kamyuks and get some pikes and defense. Like, make military. Do something. King Boo. I guess he has no food. He's trying to... Okay, fix your eco. That's what you do after you get raided. You fix your eco. And the knights... Okay, the monastery is down somewhere. I heard a monastery. Oh, it's Dan's monastery. Interesting. Alright, and now the knights are going to find this gold mine. They might as well stop off and kill 6 villagers. And King Boo dropped this castle, got Dan off the gold, and continues to... Like, his position's gotten worse from there. Alright, Kamyuks. Base pierce armor is 0 plus 2. It's 0. Interesting. So I guess they're not so good against archers, but their little pokey sticks, they poke hard. Siege workshop. Yep, that's what we need. And also a continuation of Kamyuks, as the Kamyuks probably deal with a knight 1v1. They have bonus damage. They're fairly tanky compared to a pikeman with their 55 HP. The 70 helps a lot. They don't have as big of a bonus damage, I don't think, you know, but they're still pretty good. And some mangonels just sitting here wrecking the base would be pretty good for King Boo. Here come the Kamyuks. Alright, Dan collecting the relics in, and again, we can hear Dan's sound from the game. Don't know why that is. Let me try to check settings. Settings. Minimizes age 2 automatically. So age 2 should be minimized. It's not, obviously. King Boo getting in here, and we hear double, all our sound effects doubled, so I don't know why that is. This didn't go especially well. The monks did a lot of work for Dan there. King Boo struggling in this game. I have to feel that even though King Boo's just taking out the middle, Dan really does have a lead now. Mangonels. Should be some more out here, honestly. Would be great. Villager might be needed to repair this before too long. Nope. Nope. Dan just gives that up. Okay, there's several Kamyuks in there. Uh-oh. King Boo loses that mangonel for nothing. You really do notice the difference here at 2K, 2K2 level for players. compared to the 2K4 and 5 players that are mostly casted. Like, these guys make mistakes. They're really good, but they make mistakes. Versus those guys at 2K5 are just wild. You know, people up there, even some of the ones who don't even get into tournaments, but are 2K4, 2K, you know, they're really good. These guys are incredible too, but it just doesn't look like it. Like, they just look bad, and there's this dead spot in the game. Like, they're figuring out what to do. And the Knights are going to come back in and find some more villagers. The eco lead continues to grow. Continues to grow. Yep, King Boo. 1. And is there armor? There's not full armor on these Knights. Kamyuks have to come back. That's more villagers. 25, 26 now. 27, 28. A lot of ill kills here. And that's really the villager difference. Now there's 3 TCs working for Dan. So King Boo basically needs to be going all in, and he's not doing anything. He needs to be going all in, and he's not doing anything. So he's going to drop another castle. That seems pretty apparent. Right? Like, what else is he going to do? We really don't see what else he's going to do. Where? Here? Where's he going to drop it? And it just says game over. Let me tab into the game. I don't know. Huh. Well, that was dumb. Yeah, a little bit odd there. Let's get us into another game. So we have team game. If anybody has a game, if you're on spectator dashboard, you can check out the games that I'm looking at. But let me see who we have. We have some team games. Bloodless and Uzi. They've been playing for a long time. Here we go. Let's see. Got a decent selection of people on here. Don't really issue I'm having is all the games I'm seeing are fairly long games. Like, they've been going on for a long time. We'd be well behind them. Let's watch this one. We're going to check out John Slow and Mr. Oso. I don't know how to say this guy's name, but that's what we're going to check out. Here, John Slow playing up against Mr. Osov C8. C8. We're just going to call this player C8. And here on Yucatan. And John Slow playing as the Slavs. C8 playing as the Burmese. You can see it's kind of hard to see over here. We are going to give him a new... let's let him keep the color, right? Let's experience it as we should. There we go. Let's say give him a different color, but we'll let him keep it. Let him experience the game. Should. Yucatan, you can see this map. A lot of these little ponds across the middle of the map. It's kind of a dry river. Lots of food. Look at this deer patch. And 1, 2, 3 boar, a billion sheep. There are turkeys on this map. Just a very food heavy map and very wallable map as well. You can see And a wall right across there, right across there, and right across there. And the only way in then would be all the way around down here. And then a wall here and here would seal that off. But that's because these two wood lines are touching. So just some very little walls required to pretty much seal the deal here. Right, so the walls are beginning already for John Slow. Now you know about John Slow, right? John Slow, Clown Legion player, very good player. He's on the slower side. His APM is only around 30 sometimes. We'll check that at the end of the game, see what we end up getting. He just continues to build up. I think the sound thing fixed itself. Let's see, when a villager... Interesting. I don't know, maybe it has, maybe it hasn't. Let's try to... I don't think I'm hearing things duplicated, at least. We heard the villager came out. Now we're not hearing villagers for zombie, which is the odd part here. Ooh. I don't know. Not really sure. Boar in for both players, pushing in the deer. Just very food heavy starts. Wall's already coming up for C8 over here. His wall's just here, then kind of a little one here, and gives himself this tiny little base. If he wants any more, he can just go across here, and he has all this corner. So actually a really lovely base for C8. He's probably going to wall across here, not knowing, but he could just wall stone to this wood line right here and have pretty awesome walls. John Slow not walling up so much. Both players at 19 pop. Neither of them looking at going up, so we're gonna speed this up just a little bit. Try to pay attention to what exactly is going on, not lose out on anything. Second lumber camp being added by John Slow. Same already been done for C8. Both players looking at more fast castle builds. It's really what appears to be happening. And yeah, neither player on the way up. 23 vills for each. And yeah, like I said, C8 doesn't really realize how good of a position he has. All this extra walling, not really what's needed. And John Slow doing small walls? Seriously? On this map, John Slow doing small walls. Very scared of a scout rush, but he's going to be going for a fast castle. And so is Mr. C8. Which is interesting. Both players are walled to their satisfaction. John Slow doing these odd little walls. C8 already walled up completely and still has all this food left. John Slow doesn't. I'm not sure. Oh, okay. C8 pushed all his deer, and that's the difference. And John Slow went out just gathering them up with 4 villagers, which is exactly what I would do. Now, I am finding something a little bit odd here. Spec dashboard lied to me. Right? Had to have lied to me. Yep. Spec dashboard told me they were both in feudal age at 20 minutes in. That's why I wanted to watch it. I figured this would be an exciting, entertaining game, but no, they're both at castle age. Fast castle. for each one of them. Barracks. Now the Civs Burmese looking at getting a castle up, making Arambai Slavs. Really not sure what he's going to be going for. A lot of times just farming and eco and knights. But you don't want to go knights into Arambai for too terribly long. Once you get about 15 Arambai, they start smashing things. They change. They're kind of very different. They're closer to cav archers now than conquistadors in what you need with them. But if you get about 15 of them, they start wrecking everything. John Slow immediately going for economy and monks. Going to be converting the Arambai. Good strategy. Keep the numbers low. Mr. C8 going to probably be going for Arambai. Yeah, heavy on the stone. Already has the stone. Going to be heading forward to drop the castle. How forward? I don't know. I would just drop it maybe here or even just here. Yeah, that's a really good spot. I was going to say, if you knew how the map really looked, that's like beautiful. 3 town centers for both. So, Arambai production on the way out, and it's just going to be monks from John Slow, who's not making any monks, and just now getting onto gold. So, it's a little bit awkward, and still not walled up on this incredibly easy to wall map. This house is kind of odd. It's very interesting. Alright, so yeah, monks are actually out on the field. 3 monks out on the field gathering in the relics. John Slow thinks it's arena, and Mr. C8 pretty much doing the same thing. Both of these players just kind of chilling, doing... And I am a little confused as to why John Slow isn't putting walls down just a little bit more aggressively. You know what I'm saying? 4th town center, yeah, that makes good sense. And I actually don't even hate the position. I think you might have been able to squeeze it in there. Yeah, I think you could have. Right? If you could, that's where you'd want it, down there. I had to put it here because of the hill. He wants stone, and he's going to get detonates. Which means he'll probably have castles everywhere. I think that's going to be what we're going to see out of John Slow. Detonates and lots of castles. And from C8, we're going to see lots of Arambai. Now, against Burmese, I wouldn't actually go Boyars because they're slower. Even with their extra pierce armor, against something like an Arambai, I would not go for them. Now the walls are coming out. Yes, and stone walls they are. So not messing around at all. Relics continue to come on in for... Yep, and here come the Arambai. And this feels like a little bit slow, and it's going to be Manganel. Okay, the monks are here to convert, so boom, boom, boom. Yep, looking for the conversions. And 1, 2, gets 2, gets all 3. 2 of them were fast, 1 was pretty slow, and defended. Yep, that's exactly how I expected that to go. If he had gone over here, it would have been a little bit better for him, but... nicely done. Loses 2 monks, gets 3 Arambai, defends the attack, 5 Arambai down the drain. Going to be more Arambai, and I wonder if C8 knows that how they mass. I feel like Erenbai are really unexplored at the moment. I think most players think of them like they used to be, as a unit that you make a few of, like conquistadors. But now they're actually a lot more like cav archers, where if you get a nice mass of them, that's when they do their work. And when you get a nice mass of them, they smash everything, because when they miss, it hits like a mangonel. A massive Erenbai hits like a mangonel shot. Yep, and I think C8 knows how his base looks now. It has this nicely walled up. Another town center being added, so 4 versus 4. Jon Snow does have a 9 villager lead. Is going into siege, so a lot of siege from our Slav player. That makes good sense. I didn't know what he was going to do against the Erenbai. He continues heavy into siege. These Erenbai are not going to be happy. The scout running around. Ooh, dancing monk. I hope you all saw that. That little twirl he made. And I don't know where this monk is headed. Not to a good place. He's going to die. What? Just waltzing in. And you see the issue with Erenbai. They can't hit the broadside of a fat old man. Oh, man. It's wild. Alright, and this is an arena clown army if I've ever seen one. Oh my goodness, man. What are we witnessing? He's moving forward, getting ready to drop a castle with 3 monks, 3 Erenbai, 3 scorpions, and a mangonel. Oh, it's great. I love it. And this is where the castle should go. Over here, not as good as... Yes, perfect. Although, you better make sure your army gets there, because there are some Erenbai. Enough where your little army is going to be awkward. I think you'll be fine. It's going to be a little awkward. Imperial Age is on the way in for Jon Snow. And Mr. C8 has not yet noticed this. And he's not going to either. Oh, wow. He could have tried to defend this. It's too late now. You're too late. You are too late. Even still, close. He would have gotten that. He would have stopped that. That was surprisingly close. Now the Erenbai have got to get out of there. Stops to kill the monks because he'd rather have them dead than on the other side. This is not a bad play. Those are weak. So, Imperial Age. And we should see... more castles. Okay, I love it. That's only 4 villagers got out of that alive. And you could snipe those off, probably. Trebuchet. I think you want detonets as soon as possible, though, just to save on that stone cost. You don't want to build too many castles and be paying for them. Jon Snow with this 1 villager idle most of the game now. And this castle, I think, goes up. But man, it's like, it's got 2 castles firing down on it already. That's fine. Heavy scorpions in. Chemistry's coming in. No army. Just these forward castles. So, this is, yeah, I would not, oh boy. I would not have actually watched this game if I would have known it was going to be, like, quite like this. Almost denied that one as well, and C8 just calls the GG. I'm sorry, guys. Not a greatly exciting game at all. Not the most fun. Let's check the statistics. You can see Jon Snow APM 37 on a slow game like this. That's actually pretty good. Well, we are going to get ourselves into another game as soon as possible. What do we have now? Give us something. "10 minutes ago." Okay. Let's do this. It's a 2K game. Burgundians versus Huns in the Dark Age. 2K against Fast Turtle, Dexter. Burgundians, Huns, Dark Age. We're going to go for... Alright. Or, yeah, the game's in the Dark Age. Burgundians versus Huns on Arabia. But I meant to say Arabia. Let's actually go ahead and 2 times through the Dark Age. Fun thing to do if you're streaming, in my opinion. You don't need all that time to talk to chat when you don't have anybody in chat. Alright, let's look at a map. Pretty defensible map here for Fast Turtle. A little bit of walling there. Walls down there. Walls across here. That's not the easiest early game. Pretty defensible, though, with all the wood lines forward. It's going to be interesting to see. This is probably the right one to choose to go for a lumberjack camp. You like the round ones better just because they're harder to range from the other side. On the other side, Dexterino in the red, playing as the Huns. He has pretty defensible map as well. I don't like it quite as well, but very defensive. Gold and the berries on a hill, but and off to the side, but still not on the front. This gold is on the front, but I think it's very defensible because I think you can wall that very quickly and that. Make that very defensible and a nice back berries. And yeah, Fast Turtle is doing what he says. He's turtling up quickly. I know he's turtling up fast. So this is gonna be nice. Fast Turtle getting the walls down. Dexterino playing a bit more standard. A scout gonna be almost sniping off a villager, and another one gonna be in danger. Pushing in the deer, so this is a very greedy play by Fast Turtle from the Burgundians. Barracks being dropped. I like it when someone's playing greedy, and you know they are. Dexterino knows he's playing this greedily. Go after them. See this amount of greed, you go after them. Yeah, scouts keeping things honest there, and yep. Walls. Now, does he notice? Oh, yeah. He scouted his base and saw all these tree lines and said, it's time for walls. Does have to defend over here, but honestly, like a tower or 2. A tower and some walls here, or some walls here and here. Defend against everything but scouts. Defend against archers. Going on to gold, both players on the way to feudal age. We got some militia coming out, and it was a 19 villager, 20 pop feudal age for Dexterino, and a 20 pop feudal age for Fast Turtle. But Dexterino about 30 seconds ahead, interestingly enough, and these villagers do have loom. Both players with only 1 second of TC idle time. So why? Why the time difference? That is my question. When they're the same on villagers, same on TC idle time, why is there a 30-second time difference to the next age? Somebody explain it to me. What? They both have loom. I guess town watch? I didn't know you could get that in Dark Age, but maybe you can. Whoops. And here's the militia, not showing up to find anything, and quick walled it all up. Headed out here with 4 villagers. Fast Turtle gets the turtling done. So we are gonna see Fast Castle, or very defensive feudal from Fast Turtle. Barracks now on the way. Now, men-at-arms are going to break in if you're not careful. Fast Turtle. Uh-oh. Yee, I thought that was going to be it. And we are at live time, by the way. So this is what's going on now. I thought those guys were just about to break in, and you can see whack it with the swords, goes on fire, whack it with the hammers, the fire goes out. Make sure you're using the proper implement to put out fires, because if these villagers pulled out their little knives and started whacking, that lights it on fire. So you got to make sure hammer puts out fire, sword starts fire. Just a little note for your day-to-day life, you know? You need to know these things. And I don't see any sort of defensive response yet from Fast Turtle. He's gonna need skirmishers at least, right? You've got to go skirmishers at least. I feel like skirmishers are just like the bare minimum of necessity. And this is getting desperate now. I think this is honestly getting sort of desperate. He's forced building this house, bringing 2 more villagers, 1 archer, but when the second one shows up, this gets a lot more complicated. And there's the archer range. He just didn't have the wood. Now dropping it. This is getting desperate. I've been in this situation many times. I play this way a lot, and it gets scary. You feel super comfortable, and all of a sudden you realize the enemy's about to get in. This has to be addressed too. I don't know if Fast Turtles notice this. This house gonna be very much okay. Yep. Gives up on that spot and says, alright, I'm gonna make you go through the town center fire. Yep, I think this was kind of necessary. And Dextero knows what's up. He doesn't even bother. Now, I could see, yeah, go ahead and try to snipe down the, not the men-at-arms. Well, that's alright. Distracting the men-at-arms is good. Alright. It's getting awkward, though, because if this house goes down, this whole game plan is gone. And you can see the resources aren't that different. The villagers ahead for Dextero. The idle TC time is essentially the same. Blacksmith now coming up for these skirmishers, and villager goes down. So that's 2 villagers killed overall now, and this is enough skirmishers really to push back these archers, I would think. I like how he does this, pushes back the archers with the skirmishers, and then shows up with the villagers to repair, but another villager goes down. And another one. And another one. No. The archers defending now. Another villager is going to go down, though. Okay, backs off. Now the defense has been done. Alright. Defense completed. But this hole. Does he know which one of them notices this hole? And what happens if this hole is spotted? Fast Turtle, all this focus over here, getting himself walled up. Does he realize there's gonna be another hole? And what happens when he sees these guys show up in his base, and this gold now completely unprotected? Fast Turtle heads out to the gold and loses a villager. Now, get the skirmishers. Where's the skirmishers? Let's head around there. Go on in. Now, the issue is Fast Turtle's so far behind in eco that this is just not where you want to be. Sniping off the archers is a good thing to do. Yep, they're what's really scary against the villagers. You can fight with the men-at-arms and stuff. Shoot the scout. It's almost dead. Thank you. The position here just does not feel good for Fast Turtle. Dexterino gotten 5 villager kills, and it just feels bad when you have 5 dead vills. And Castle Age on the way for Dexterino. We're gonna fast forward this. We're still at live time. Okay, no fast forwarding allowed. I don't know how you come back from this. I really just don't know. Yeah, you have the extra wood upgrades. That's nice. Archers, though, continuing in for our Hun player. It's going to probably switch into Cav Archers. And then what do you do once the Cav Archers come out? Castle Age almost here, and it's so far away for Fast Turtle. This just seems like a GG scenario. Now, this would be a bad deal for Dexterino to be heading forward without the upgrades. And, ooh, they just missed each other. And this one scout is actually a pretty big deal. That scout can clean up all of this. So, seems like a bad situation altogether. Yeah, this is just, it's a nightmare. Just gotta say, it's a nightmare. Not on the way up yet. Not on the way up yet. Castle Age is in for Dexterino, and now panic time for Fast Turtle. Panic. This is terror. And he's gonna head out, but now he sees the scouts and realizes, oh, never mind, I like that. He was getting ready to head out, saw the scouts, and re-walls it. Second town center coming down for now for Dexterino. And Cav Archer switch? Nope, just a couple knights. Crossbowmen, I would switch to Cav Archers now, just when you have this much of an advantage. Switch to Cav Archers. And now, all these wood lines being around the outside, none of them walled in, is a bad thing. A lot more walls were necessary for Dexterino, but now he's walled up and it's better. What you gonna do? Walls that up. It just feels bad. It feels so bad. All these farms. Just doesn't seem possible from this point. The numbers aren't looking that bad though. Like, not that bad. Not good, but not that bad. Skirmishers gonna have to be turned into elite skirms. And they're gonna die. Here come the Cav Archers. Like I said, Cav Archers now when you got this lead. Knight's nice. And he's gotta fight, but he can't fight. Tower's coming up, but that's not gonna be enough, I don't think. It might kill off the scouts in the night. Might. Good on him for keeping the micro going. Yep, and it does. Does fight off the scouts in the night. The house still there with 140 hit points. And Castle Age. Now, does he have resources for Elite Skirm? It's got to be Elite Skirm right away. Okay, another Skirmisher being created, and then Elite Skirm. And then Knights. It's got to be Elite Skirm. Well, just Elite Skirm. Once you see the Cav Archers. And Cav Archers are everywhere now. Third town center in the middle of the map and a siege workshop. Yep, Cav Archers into siege. And we've seen this story a dozen times with the Hunts. They are in their element. Bodkin and Wheelbarrow, everything. Now you need a siege workshop of your own. You're gonna need a siege workshop of your own, Fast Turtle. And down almost 10 in the villagers. Just not a good situation. One TC versus 3. Map position all in favor one way. Locked in your base, making only skirmishers with a worse economy, worse timings. It's just not good. Siege is coming. You don't have any response to the siege. A one night, it's only on 8 HP. You can deal with that, but you're going to need your own siege workshop in a hurry, but he's not adding it. You got to be able to recognize what your opponent should go into and counter it before you see it. Because he is not headed out just yet. He's going to show up with 2 mangoes. Oh, I like that. I like that. Dexterino is not messing around, not giving any time for a comeback. He's going to show up with at least 2 mangoes and just end the game. 3 town centers, 15 cav archers, 16 skirmishers is not going to cut it. I think the military would just win without even. And yeah, more villagers dying on this wood line. And that's the only wood line because this wood line. So these wood lines are a curse. They were an advantage early. But at this point in the game, they're a curse. Here's the two mangonels showing up. Boom. Now, I'm not sure why he chose the stone wall to attack, but he did. And siege workshop. No, stable. Not gonna do it. It's gotta be a siege workshop, Fast Turtle. These two skirmishers just chilling, watching their compatriots die. Why did you rush it up with 1,000 villagers and then just build one? Yeah, there you go. It's not gonna do it. And the villager. Ooh, good dodge. Game we play called Dodge Rock. And ooh, she's still doing it. And still doing it. Has to back away. I don't know why Dexterino chose this point to attack. Seems like the toughest point to attack possible. And siege would be so good here, firing up, even uphill into that. And there comes the siege workshop now. But it's just so far behind. You can see at the top this meter. The army value, not even close. The military unit, not close. And the eco, not close. It looks almost better than it is because of how bad it is. Like if one was even, you could see how far over the other one was. It's all far over. They're all super far over. So bad. And there's the hole. Don't waltz through it with your guys and let them die. And yep, Fast Turtle, 0 gold. Makes a siege workshop, but no gold. It's got a few knights. And I don't even know if he has a dream. I think he's just waiting. He's gonna take the fight. Might as well send the villagers too. Why not? He's gonna take the fight, and he's gonna take 1 mango. The more mangoes he takes, the better. That's gonna be. He might get all 4. 2, 3, 4 mangonels taken out, and the skirmishers push the enemy away. Town center being added on the front of his base. Now, if it was truly an all-in, he could feel like this was doable now. He's probably super excited with that fight, and it really was best case scenario for him. Best case scenario. I mean, absolutely best case scenario. Now, he should wall this back up and put 1,000 guys on gold, because you don't know how long you're going to have that gold. These two skirmishers are about to get killed. Castle's going to be added here if he makes it that long. Can he pull it back? Is there a way? What is wrong with those two skirmishers? They weren't even fighting. These guys didn't even really notice the giant javelins poking them in the back of the head. And here come the archers, pushed off of every wood line except this one. Well, he's not on it, but he could be on this wood line right here. This little section of wood line. That's this wood right there. Those 19 trees. What you gotta go to, bud? It's got a knight stuck there. Ooh, he does snipe off 1 mango. Might snipe off the second one if he's lucky. He's not going to, and that's the GG. Do you see that many knights show up in your full skirm? And say goodbye, my friend. Say goodbye. Say goodbye. Didn't get the castle up. Now the skirmishers are dead, and yeah, we get a gratuitous bada boom in here. Just for good measure. All the skirmishers are gone. The knights are here rampaging your town, under your town center. You have half the villagers your opponent has. You have 655 stone, and you're going to build the castle. It's a good thing your opponent's not looking, because you'd be dead if he was looking. This is the only way to get back, and this is a really good position for the castle. This is not an all-in you're up against. Dexterino does have 4 minutes of idle TC time, but he has 3 of them. Even if it was an all-in, it still feels really bad right now. And back onto gold, so that's good. At least you're getting gold again. Good on ya. Good job. You're trying. Way to go, bud. Back to 1 TC here in just a second. Good on you, bud. 4 military versus 27. It's tough. And these players are really good. I do have to say that. Really good players. 2K players. This is not a low elo match. Although I see why T90 prefers to cast low elo. Because you never know what could happen here. Dexterino is too good to mess this up. Thumb Ring is coming in, but the big thing, Imperial Age coming in. No castle just yet, but 18 villagers on stone. He's going to be making a castle probably here, moving forward to destroy everything. Gonna find out about the castle now, Dexterino. It's like, oh, okay, there's a castle there. Good, now I know what I'm going after when I get to Imperial Age. Here he comes. Imperial Age. It's a little bit away from a castle, but he does have 17 villagers on stone. Heavy Cav Archer Bracer. And you gotta know, like, it's worse. Now, the fact that he's still alive is kind of impressive. And he's feeling good. He's up to 80 villagers. Your opponent's 130. Fully villager boomed. And getting all the upgrades in the world. And doink. Good shot from Fast Turtle. Let's do it, Fast Turtle. Getting everything. Getting armor for the few cavalry he has. Going into rams. I don't love that. Rams are kind of not necessary here. Just build a castle here in Trebs. And not making any military at the moment. Like none. Okay, now the Cav Archers come back out. We could even see Tarkans as a feature of this game. And villagers going to be pulled from stone. Any second now to drop a castle. Here they come. It's not pulled from stone. It's 5 villagers. 6 villagers. Like, I don't need to rush it. 6 villagers, and he's not going to go after the castle. He's going to go after the hardest spot to go after. I don't get this still. Like, going after that spot. Lots of villagers coming now. It just seems like a weird spot to attack. I don't understand it. And Fast Turtle garnishing his score by building outposts around the map. Good thing to do, by the way. Outposts are great. And, aha! The Coustelier army arrives. But the Odious Coustelier, not gonna do it. So, he is gonna get a good engagement here. The Cav Archers aren't there. Because the Cav Archers are here. They took some hits. But the villagers, they also took some hits. Town center being added. Coustelier, clear up. That was just bad. Parthian tactics. Plate barding. Leather archer armor. Just really not great ways to close this out from Dexterino. But who cares? Like, he's just having fun. He's playing with his food at this point. Not finishing it out. Not putting a merciful end to this brutal and total domination. Doing it with siege rams. Now the trebuchet is coming forward too. Siege rams are really good, by the way. Siege rams are amazing, especially against mostly skirmishers. Although there's a good portion of Coustelier. Yeah, go ahead and go pop that treb down, why don't you? That's not gonna favor you well. It's gonna head forward and fight that army. Tarkans would be a good addition against skirms, like Tarkans own skirms. And guess what? Imperial Age Cav Archers are not that bad against skirmishers. Like, not good. Not good. And here come the rams. Everything's coming now. You need some hussars. And yep, here come the hussars. And so you need those hussars here soon. Here they come. The Coustelier pop out and destroy the ram. Use up all their charge attacks on that. All their charge bonus. And they come charging into the field and crush the rams. And like, it's a charge bonus that every single game with cavalry units has. Some people said, oh, it's silly to have a charge bonus. Look, Age of Empires is the only game that doesn't have a charging mechanic for the units. When they run into the opponent units in every game, cavalry does better damage. Even Age of Empires 4 has this mechanic. And Age of Empires, yeah. So, much maligned Coustelier. I don't think it's a bad unit design. The fact that it charges up over time instead of, if it, you know, like, I would love to see a mechanic where if the unit moves for X number of tiles before hitting a unit, it can do the charge attack. Moves in a straight line, so it can't turn around and has to hit a unit. But I don't know if that would even be feasible or if that would be completely busted because, you know, pros would see a good way to use that. Now, the game's getting closer? Like, a lot closer? Weirdly enough. I don't know how the game's getting so much closer. The KD ratio is in favor of Fast Turtle, and he's not taking this fight properly, but he's got the KD ratio. What is even this game? That's still just a big, massive, heavy cav archers, and you can see the unit production. I was just pointing at my screen. The unit production here and the unit production here. Trebs go down, the siege rams went down, and the skirmishers are... That buys him time. Now chemistry's in, conscription's in, blast furnace is in. So the fact does remain that it's going to be mighty hard to replace these units for Fast Turtle, and for Dexterino, he snipes off the Treb, and another one's already here. Like, there should be constant Treb production from both of these. Brace are coming in now for Fast Turtle skirmishers, and it's still just a matter of time. The Coustelier are gone. That Coustelier mass was great. They're gone now, allowing the Hussars to come in. You have 4 Coustelier. It's something. 6 Coustelier. It's something. You know, it's not nothing. Fast Turtle's making this far more competitive than I ever would have expected. But it's just not going to do it. The raids on the right-hand side, I love it. The idea, obviously, the execution's not happening. These villagers are going to get stopped, but if these villagers get stopped, this castle goes down because the Hussars are here. And Fast Turtle, you're going to have to call it very soon. It's GG. This was a nice tower. I missed that. Very nice move. Dropping that tower there on that. And this castle, yeah, it was denied. But so is the economy of Fast Turtle. The villagers' lives are being denied here, so got a lot closer, and Coustelier did acquit themselves really well in the battle positioning. Now Fast Turtle out of stone. The last of the repairs come in. 0 stone. This castle goes down, and with it, Fast Turtle's hopes and dreams in this game. Oh, yeah, he buys another 100 stone. The castle stays up for just a little bit longer. 2 more Treb shots come in. It stays up. 3 Trebs, though. Gonna be out doing this repair. 1, 2, 3. And that's it. Castle goes down. Down goes the castle. It's got to be a GG probably immediately. Hussar being researched from Fast Turtle. And this castle was denied, and light cav raids were intended, and instead not happening, as Hussars come bounding into the base of Fast Turtle, and he calls the GG. I appreciate that. Like, feel like he was dead a long time ago, but the moment he was truly completely dead, 0% chance of coming back, and hey, played a 0% chance. You saw how close Fast Turtle made that. If Dexterino made bigger mistakes than I feel like attacked the wrong points or from the wrong points, but if he made big mistakes, Fast Turtle made that close. If there was just some massive mistake, if it was an all-in fast imp out of Dexterino, it might not have worked. Got close. The KD ratio in the end split away, but close. Check the statistics here. So play till you're dead, but once you're dead, call it immediately. No need to wait around. Score, you can see everything for Dexterino. KD, buildings, army high, economy, every single resource, and relic gold. Timings, every single age. 10-minute difference to the Imperial Age. Society, just every single thing. More villagers in the end, more castles, and APM. He didn't get the APM because Fast Turtle was working on those villagers nonstop. But every single statistic other than APM was in favor of Fast Turtle. Sorry, of Dexterino. And let's see, we are going to tab out of that. Yeah, let's see if there's a good game going on. If there's something that looks pretty interesting. Oh, there is. It's a Mitchie team game with Vinchester. Arena team game. Fortress team game. Arabia team game. Wow, all the top players are playing team games right now. We're not going to cast the Mitchie team game with Vinch. I don't think so. Oh, man. We're going to do it, but we're not going to do it at slow speed. All right? What we're going to do. Going to be on in just a second. We're going to go full speed until we get to point. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Graphics. Sure, I don't have. Yeah. Can't have enhanced graphics on. Sorry about that for these team games. Mitchie. Now, I don't know anything about these players except that Vinchester is one of them. Which one? I don't know that either. Really? Ooh. Interesting. I don't even know which player is Vinchester. Alright. I don't know which team. Which player? I don't know. But one of these players is Vinchester. Let's see if we can figure out which one. Should be the best one. I'm gonna go with Slayer. Just feels like a thing, you know. Do we have any information here? No, it just says he's playing a Mitchie team game. Don't have any further information. And ooh, that's kind of cool sounding. The game slowed down to this really cool sounding point. I'm gonna go to here. And we have a Khmer. So on this map, you can see the map. Big wood line across the middle. You want somebody who's Khmer to cut through early if you want to cut through early. Even if you don't want somebody cutting through early, the Khmer battle elephants, or sorry, ballista elephants are one of the best things you can have in this game. You want a Hindustani's player for the trade route. Each player has one. A Spanish player for the trade route. Each player has one. So a Khmer player. Now, only one side has the Khmer player. A Teutons player, don't need them. Britons player, don't need them. Ethiopians, don't need them. What you need, Bohemians. Khmer, Spanish, Hindustanis, Bohemians. I think is just the civs. That's just the civs. Bohemians, Hufnice are busted. Hufnice, your Spanish player making paladins. Hindustanis with the trade and camels and even elephant archers. Wait, Hindustanis don't get elephant archers. But camels, paladins, backed up by Hufnice ballista elephants. A lot of Halbs are going to feature as well from the Khmer and Bohemians. But trade coming in. Something you want to do is actually send all your lumberjacks back here. And clear out these wood lines, because these games go plenty long enough for you to clear all these wood lines. Don't worry about that. So instead of chopping on the front line, you want to, I mean, you're going to have to do that too, but you want to chop in the back line. Yeah, another trick, and we see that this is being done by this player, by Yellow. The early trade actually makes really good sense. You trade right away, because that enables you to essentially have another town center costing wood and gold, which are resources you're gonna have, you know, not a lot of, but if you have like 2 or 3 villagers on gold and you're using, you know, 5 town centers or so producing villagers, and 2 or 3, and you get a couple markets out producing trade carts, you get a big power spike. I theorized about that. Last game I played that, I was not the best player in the game. I had some other players who were much better than me, and you could see it on the 8-player timeline that I was adding trade and they weren't. I just had this massive spike through Castle Age, way ahead of everybody else. So it's something you really want to do. For sure. And players getting ready, and this, like, okay, this is not the mark of a good player here, I don't think. That walling back here just seems odd to me. He's walling up this section, so, like, I don't know. It just seems odd to me. These castles, I think you want to decide where you're going to cut, and yeah, right in front of the Khmer player's base. And I'm going to go ahead and say Slayer. I felt like it before. Slayer's Winchester. No reason to say that, but I think Slayer is Winchester. Going ahead with the cut through on the way to Imperial Age and cutting through, and that allows them, the Khmer team, to get a faster cut. Now, another thing you want to do, outposts, like Gray. Very nicely done over here from Gray, dropping these outposts. And from Green, dropping the outposts over here. Yellow is just walling the entirety of this map, and they're going to just give up a whole front part of their base to the Khmer. Maybe you just, sorry, expect that you have to. Maybe that's a thing, but just giving up the whole front of this base. And this isn't bad inherently, because the Khmer can cut through at any time and you don't know where they are, but that's why I would add outposts everywhere and try to respond quickly and accurately. Yep. So these ballista elephants are just stuck. This doesn't look like a Winchester thing. Stuck. Because he didn't chop these trees, this doesn't... Oh, come on, man. Trying to get through and chop these trees. Unable to do so. Because there's a tree right in front of you, bud. Slayer. What are you doing? Back? Oh my goodness. This is terrible. And we're letting the game just grind itself down slowly to an appropriate speed. Oh. This is embarrassing to me to watch. There we go. Oh my goodness, that was so bad. You can see these guys shred through the trees because they got double ballistas. They just like open it up. And I like this for Blue's team just a little better now. Just in general, they have the higher score, but I feel like they have more castles. The civilizations, Ethiopian seems a little weak here. Their siege is really awesome, so maybe that's the deal. And I do love this. The players are clearing, and you can see what they speed up the trade cards. You can see it, man. You can see it when they hit this edge. They just speed up. You can see it. Clearing out the trade route, Over here, not doing so much. Yellow is doing it. Actually, I take it back. They're doing it just as much. And blue storming through and going to drop a castle right away. The camels have arrived, but this is an awful lot of ballista elephants. And the rest of the players don't have armies. It's 40 to 38 in the military. But camels, it's just too many ballista elephants. Camels aren't enough to stop this. Actually, you can see the military staying about the same, and all the villagers drop dead, and the camels are stopping this. Okay. Not really what I expected, and those ballista elephants are going to die. Orange is heading out here to drop a castle, and is actually the one going to be getting it. Blue went through, and there's absolutely no support from the rest of his team. There was pretty bad communication as armies are now streaming over to this choke point, and oh, he drops a quick wall just to buy enough time. And what a nice little play. And then he stands in the choke point, then he lets nicely microed between these players. Again, I have no idea what the level is. I would say this level doesn't look especially stunning to me. Here we are at 40 minutes into the game. These players are not fully ready to go yet, although the castle numbers are just, there's so many castles on the right hand side of the map. But the other team now has the score lead. But halbs now, a few halbs, not many. Ethiopian halbs? Yeah, Ethiopian halberdiers. So Ethiopian halbs and heavy scorpions. I think that's the best from Ethiopians here. The halb heavy scorpion play is what to do. And now the castles are going to get spotted out. Lots of monks for our Spanish player. An interesting choice. Probably the Spanish Inquisition. I haven't seen what Spanish do on this. Lots of idle villagers being pointed out here by Purple's teammates. So, and here we go. There's the camel numbers. We have trebuchets, bombard cannons. Okay, trebuchets coming out, siege workshops coming down. We're going to want to see some bombard cannons. And the Imperial camel riders are out in full force. That means we're going to need some halbs from our Spanish player. Wouldn't be a bad person to add halbs. Spanish player could go bombard cannon halb. Wouldn't be a bad thing at all, actually. Massive fights, not everything getting involved, and here come the siege onagers. Don't like opening it up too much when you have the congestion-based units in these elephants. You want it fairly close, and the onagers, you want it fairly close. And now we have the big swarm of everything, and I like what the Spanish player's done. The Spanish player's looking to find some value in this game, dropping down the bombard towers. The Spanish player's main value is the trade, but in the fight, if he can find enough value in the fight with the paladins, fully upgraded paladins, by the way, are not near good enough in this scrum of a game. You can see siege onagers, ballista elephants, bombard cannons are out now for both sides. Heavy scorpions. Nobody's got that heavy unit that you really want to see. You want some elephant frontline units too. Elephant frontline units are awesome as well. Pretty valuable. Now, Bohemians are just the best on this. Bohemians are just busted on this map. Ooh, we had a cannonball bouncing. I don't know if you saw that, but it's fun stuff. Cannonballs will occasionally bounce out of these towers, which is a super cool thing to see. And I told you these ballista elephants are the most important thing, other than Hufnice. If there were Hufnice, they would be sniping down these ballista elephants. These camels diving back in. The trade routes are up and running. The caravanserai doing work like you like to see. And over here you can see caravanserai well positioned. A little bit of a gap there. You can see when they hit the gap and then take off again. Like, you can see them take off at that gold where they're all getting confused. But this big scrum in the middle, it's going better for the team with the ballista elephants. And these heavy scorpions are awesome in these type of situations. Scorpions are amazing. Onagers are awesome as well, but they're just tough because of the team damage as well. But the scorpions, no team damage for them, so they're pretty amazing. Vinchester's in this game, by the way. I don't know which player is Vinchester. Again, I think it's blue. Maybe it's not. Maybe not blue. Blue did some pretty shaky things earlier. Thought it was blue. Maybe it's yellow. Maybe it's yellow. Maybe it's gray. I don't know who it is. But Vinchester is in this game. One of these players is Vinchester. Now, if these Ballista Elephants, 50 Ballista Elephants and more coming out, pop-capped, 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 the players on the right side of the map are pop-capped a lot more than the ones on the left, and that's really how you know how this is going. Map control. See, Longbowmen from Straight Steel, nothing, man. These guys are useless. You'd think, oh, 100 Longbowmen in the back, which we don't have 100 Longbowmen in the back. We've got like 20. Don't know what he's been making up till now. We haven't seen purple involved in this battle at all. 144 villagers for Britons is just a complete and utter overboom. You're really, in a map like this, don't want more than about 100 for Britons because you need 100 Longbowmen to be doing your damage. The monks are having a better effect than the Longbowmen because watch these guys fall. Melting away. Melting away. And you all want your production buildings at the same spot. But these bombard cannons, Ethiopian bombard cannons. So the Ethiopian player did the right thing, didn't go into Arbalest. That's what I was saying about the Ethiopians earlier. What I was afraid of was that our Ethiopian player would go into Arbs, and that's not that helpful. Like, you saw the Longbowmen just melting. You need some ranged unit backline, but it's got to be siege in this. Like, siege is the answer. Yellow, or blue, really on a, not on a clock, sorry. Needs a better front line, but the front line shows up. Just waltzing in here under bombard towers and monks. It's wild, guys. It is wild. And you can see this channel has been opened wide, and they're just moving forward with castles. These bombard cannons shredding down the towers. There's going to be a castle placed here eventually. And the bombard cannons making it happen. Now, the monks trying to get conversions on the bombard cannons. They do get one. And yeah, we're speed casting this because who wants to watch a Michi game go slow, right? And we aren't seeing much of a turnaround yet. This slog normally doesn't turn its tail and run. A nice run in here by, well, by Yellow, gets a Treb down, but only one, and loses all of his camels. Imperial Camel Riders forced back, and this game's wild. But like I said it at the beginning, you gotta have a Khmer. And you gotta have a Bohemians, but since nobody has Bohemians, you just Khmer are the difference maker. These elephants, though, chasing down the monks. Oh, that's alright. There's more already here. Villagers. I don't know where the villagers are that are going to build this castle that's been sitting here forever, but they're going to be here, I'm pretty confident. The elephants tried to chase down the monks, and a bunch of them decided the monks were actually pretty nice dudes, and instead of killing them, they would fight for them. That didn't work out in their favor either, though. Nothing seems to be going right for those bad boys. Actually going very well as the elephants continue their reign of terror. A bunch of siege onagers have now shown up from our Ethiopian player. Gold mine's not even taken because the trade was started so early for Yellow. That's an interesting thing to see. If we go back here, it looks nice and peaceful. It's not, and this is a mess. Our Britain player still struggling to field an army. 127 villagers and 18 military from our Britain player. That's really part of the story here. I think we have 4 players with military against 3 with military, and that just always is gonna end up in the favor of the 4. And we got, yeah, it's just, there's not a whole lot holding back this army now. Just about 50 Imperial Camels and a few Paladins from a couple players, but the Paladins, like I said earlier, the Paladins just aren't the unit that you need in these situations. Neither are Imperial Camels. Imperial Camels are great. You can see getting in here, chopping away at these elephants, doing a bunch of damage, but not the unit you need. Now the bombard cannons are going to go down here. Now somebody come up and build this castle. Thank you. The villagers are coming on command. But this push just continues, and I don't think anything's going to be changing. They're spotting out the outposts, spotting out villagers. Now Orange's forward eco is going to be dying. Yellow's walls seeming to make an awful lot of sense at this point, keeping the raids from getting in. So no raids have happened. But like I said, like, our purple player really hasn't contributed a whole lot. Straight steel, gotta rethink this strategy, my dude. And another castle being added back here when he already has the foundation drop for one. Blue does, all the way up here, unless that's a spectating bug. And ooh, look at the damage being dealt. If we look at this group of guys, they only have 51 kills, so that's not so bad, or not so many. But I feel like these guys, 0 kills. Yeah, it's the main force. Now they've got 57, and that doesn't take into account the amount of damage that they've dropped. And blue, I feel like just this must be a spectator bug from earlier. He must have deleted that, and it just stuck around for our spectating. This castle is going to be fine. I was going to say that might be a little bit worrisome, but it's going to be fine. 2 players pop capped, a couple close on one team and 0 on the other team. These bombard cannons, only 9 people killed, but don't worry, a lot of buildings. A couple friendly fire kills. Didn't really know bombard cannons did friendly fire damage, but you never know. But you know, things happen. Things happen. This castle is going to go up now, as Red, he has all his production buildings over here. Big run out, though. These camels gonna find a lot of bombard cannon kills, and this group of elephants continuing to up their kills. It's the main factor out here. A lot of dead bombard cannons from those camels, and not what you wanted to see. This castle does not exist, I'm fairly certain, on the mini. It's just there on the mini map, but not actually there. The Britain trebuchets are already firing on the castle and already dying. And oh, there's a 1-tile gap in the wall where the camels tried to run through against ballista elephants. Oh, this castle is still here. Okay, it wasn't lying. I'm not sure why he built in the order that he did. Castle stays up. That was a little concerning. You know, he added one here, 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 and then here. But lots of castles for our ballista elephant player, who, like I said, I'm now thinking this might actually be Winchester. Like, this is pretty dominant from this player, and very just chill, relaxed game for Winchester. Could be our Paladin player, ECS, but I really doubt Winchester would be here with the lowest score. And I don't think it's anybody on this team, unless it can't be Yellow. No, it can't be anybody on the other team. It just doesn't seem like it could be. Halbs would be a problem, except Halbs die so hard to these guys. And no meat shield. These elephants are going to get chewed up a bit from our yellow player. Yellow player is a good player, by the way. Definitely a good player. And green spending a lot of time and effort on this, but he's going to break through these walls at another position where it's not just this big scrum of a fight. And I'd say green is probably, oh, well played by red to block that. I was going to say green would be heading right on into the trade, but he's not going to be able to do so. And you can see the score is actually still fairly close. We need another mass of bombard cannons to get massed, but the teal is fully pop capped with bombard cannons and siege onagers and scorpions, which is what you want out of the Ethiopians. Green making red pay. Gonna be trying to get through the second gate. Third gate added just in time. Green trying to get through the third gate. Losing guys to these towers. 5 kills for this one, 7 for this one, 3 for this one. So these towers doing work. Now, gates don't have armor while they're being built, so that's why he's continuing to try this. The HP not really going up a whole lot, and gate is up 843, but this tower 8 kills. This tower 8 kills. Didn't happen. It did not happen there for green just yet. We have another gate down to 170 HP, and he gives Oh, he gives up on it because he's in. He did find a way in, and that's got to be it. Those Paladins, Green, I think, is a player looking to do some raiding, and when he does so, that's going to be it. He's into the base of Red. Red is not going to be able to seal that up, and once Paladins get into your trade route, and the Scorpions and Ballista Elephants pushing right down the middle, now Siege Rams added in to do some additional damage. A Siege Onager, who really cares? He could lose this whole army and replace it. You can't. Heading in, the Siege Rams, everything heading in, just punching straight through the middle of Yellow's base, and that the GG has been called, but Straight Steel is one of those guys. Did not contribute all stinking game, and has not yet realized the game's over, my dude. Just call the freaking GG. No need for this nonsense. Everybody realized it was over. Purple knows it's over as well, but just playing on because he's not dead. I'm not dead, guys. What you quitting for? I'm not dead. I'm over here not contributing nothing, and I'm going to make a bunch of spearmen, and I'm going to fight it all back by myself. My spearmen are going to win the day, my friend. Just marching the spearmen into the enemy. What are you doing, bud? Not even fighting back with the spearmen, just sacrificing them to the opponent's soldiers. Like, why are you doing this to us? Don't be this guy. All right, when the game is over, resign. When the game's not over, try 100%. All right, try until your team decides to resign. Don't be the other guy. Don't be the other guy either who just quits. And I know you saw me do that on the previous stream. I kicked my power cord. And my computer came unplugged, and I was in the middle of streaming, and all of a sudden it was off, and it was very unfortunate. And the game was over, and I was talking to the team about resigning, but I hadn't yet resigned, and I wasn't trying to do that to save Elo. I don't know if that saves Elo. I was doing that simply because, for the simple fact that I kicked my power cord. Like, I didn't mean to do that. I was talking to my team about resigning. We were getting ready to resign. Don't resign first. In that game I'm talking about earlier, 3 versus 4 the whole game, because one dude did not keep playing. Now, I will say his pocket didn't help him out. His pocket just boomed up, but then his pocket held against 2 players, while my ally and I pushed through 2 players. Didn't matter in the end, though. We were able to push through 2 players, and the other guy held, but they stalled the game out long enough where the 4 players versus the 3 players was just too much. And you can see all of these guys pop capped, just pushing through the base. They don't even know where purple is, to be honest. Like, they're just having fun right now, just knocking everything down, crushing everything, saying, get out of my game. All the trades going down. The Caravanserai, no good. The Bombard Towers, which are everywhere, are making Purple's KD stats go nuts. And finally, Purple quits. Don't be that guy. That guy's Straight Steel. Don't do it. Right? Don't do it. Let's check the statistics. Military stats. This is what we came for. And our Ethiopian player with the Bombard Cannons with the crazy KD. Bombard Cannon Scorpions staying at the back, and then we have the Meat Shield of Elephants, and then the 2 Meat Shield players. All right, the 2 Meat Shield players obviously don't have the best KD, but they do have, I mean, they have almost even KDs. Look at the other team. If you look at the kill numbers, actually, the Hindustani player takes the cake on each side. The Hindustani players take the cake, so let that be a lesson to you. Imperial Camels, they be good, all right? They be good. Beating out even the Khmer Ballista Elephants. Economy-wise, Yellow again takes the cake. Straight Steel, my dude. I understand you were out of your element. It's fine. Like, you weren't as good as these other players. It's fine. I'm not criticizing you for not being as good. I mean, I commented on it that you weren't as good earlier, but I'm not criticizing you for not being as good. I'm criticizing you for not resigning. And that's the thing you see from not as good players generally. The timing's not really that important. Pretty impressive to get a 27-minute imp time. I don't think you want a 27-minute imp time this map, though. I think that's just too fast. The reason I say that is because That means you didn't 5 TC boom in Castle Age. Probably. And Society, let's take a look down here and see how this all went. I take it back. You can see yellow got a lot bigger. Now, at the expense of who? Orange and purple. So yellow, red were really good. Orange and purple weren't as good. But then you can see people like blue was pretty good. Teal not as good through the Castle Age. The boom times, definitely orange, the biggest loser there. And purple then, and gray and teal. And the ones who were good, yellow did. I take it back. Yellow's got to be Winchester. He's got to be playing on some Chinese account, right? Wild stats there for yellow. Yeah, pretty impressive. And then the villager numbers, what you would expect. A bunch of 140s. This guy, orange, not good enough, dude. Not good enough. You want 120. APM stats, this should tell us as well. Well, it's got to be one of these two players. I told you at the beginning. So I'm going to stick with it's blue. Now, you say, I know Winchester. He's a lot faster than that. Yeah, and yellow did have the highest peak, but it's a chill team game, right? None of these players are looking at doing anything in a hurry. So you see these 17s and 14s. Like, these are guys who probably are 60, 50 APM guys. And here, they were a little slower. You can see yellow really fast, and just yellow very fast. But blue pretty fast as well, steadily fast. I'm going to go with it was blue as Winchester. Don't know. Anyway, that's going to do it for me today. Thanks for hanging out and watching. If you enjoyed, drop a like. If you want to see more, subscribe. If not, that's all right. We'll see you in the next one.